a Slowbro ban.
Yeah, I mean, what a rise Slowbro has been on, right? We've got these buffs, we've got the insane hollowware that for some reason we're never going to get to see again, and if we do, it seems like it's a first pick out of Nouns, and because Bruv has been deferring that way quite a bit. Blastoise ban? Okay. Mimikyu
really want Sylveon, I think? Is that what's happening here? I don't know. Okay, sorry, continue.
Well, and I'm kind of stun-locked with you right here. Everything else seems pretty above board. They're going straight into the Blaziken, so they're going to put it on Rework Respawn to see if they actually want to grab some stuff. They go Phalanx immediately, and then no change out of Rework, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, not as of yet. I do like the Umbreon pick a lot, especially with a Desu's potential pick how they've been sliding towards that Blissey frequently. Bruv isn't playing a ton of Crustle today, which I think would get even more value out of this Umbreon, but I think just dissuading a Desu from playing the Blissey is a great option. We're seeing it yet again. A Desu going with the Eldegoss, I think something that really helps out in the early game.
You know, call me an old school head here, an O-head here, but I would love to see Gatlu doing Greedent things.
Oh, okay.
I think it causes a ton of static. They're phenomenal on that Pokemon. They kind of get left to their own devices, and they can really put the screws to this type of team with that, right? Kind of a taste of your own medicine type of approach. It's incredibly resilient, has phenomenal mobility, and I think it would just be, one, a confidence boost, and two, a real, actual, legit path to victory here.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you'll have to wait for that potential option because we are flipping it up a little bit. But this is actually something that I am super excited to see. Where has the Cram been in this set? I was kind of shocked to not see this Pokemon picked up more frequently. Honestly, it feels like every match so far in this tournament has been a Sylveon on one side or Cramorant on the other. These two powerful attacker Pokemon in the metagame. That will be changed. It will be Nouns Esports grabbing both of those, but they are staring down the barrel of a Reggie Comfey duo. Reggie, I'm just playing whatever speedster they want to pick, and a Comfey. So this time, Zoroark is going to be the angle.
And it can take great angles on some of these Pokemon, Zoinks. I mean, it can... If Gatlu's on Hyper Voice again, right? We actually saw them do it on Dodrio. Literally just outmaneuver them until the Hyper Voice ticks down. Then you go for a big engage. By the time it's back up, they should be on the doorstep to be able to get that knockout. So really, it's calling into question the moves that Gatlu can even select. I mean, Toon can have some issues, right? If they're going, I hope Dive to at least get some ability for themselves, but who knows? Reggie, of course, is like, okay, I'll take my gold badge Zoroark again. Why not? Let's go to work.
Can't believe he's rocking that hollowware though. Like, come on. Why are we yellow pit? Whatever. Really, a player of that caliber, I don't think I can. I'm just digging for things to discredit them for. But okay, we're gonna be jumping to this first game, and Dupes next. I think that is an extremely good point. That Hyper Voice Sylveon did not seem like it ever lived up to what at least Gatlu would hope from it in that last set. I have to imagine we're gonna be seeing a swap over to the Mystical Fire this time. Maybe into Phalanx. It's solid, but it just all around seems so much better to have the other option.
Those burn ticks on Phalanx kill me, man. That has like so many of them. I'll tell you what, Al is getting beat down pretty hard here. Mystical Fire immediately. Minotaur's going to bite the dust, and so is the Phalanx themselves. And now, not a bunch of points in, but it's a good start for Nouns, at least given what we saw last game.
Exactly. And it is that swap over. Oh, we got a Hurricane as well. So most likely the very popular Dive Hurricane composition that we have seen so frequently the last month or so, maybe 2 months. I don't know. I'm losing track of time these days. But
what is time?
Yes. Oh, that's a tough question that I don't think I'm ready to answer on cast. But I think you were mentioning it, the burn ticks killing you on the Phalanx. It's also doing the opposite of killing the Kabuskin. So much healing from those, and thanks to that most recent buff.
Absolutely. Quickly dashing through his Reggie. Bruv taking a nap right off the goal pad here. Hurricane's going to try and swirl up ABC. Reggie plays forward. And now Nouns Esports doing a pretty good job in the face of 3 players to just try and withstand ABC actually getting knocked out.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Umbreon, as phenomenal as a tank as they are, I think it's no secret they're probably the weakest tank in the early game of all the evolutions. That EV is really bad secure. It's not awesome in a lot of options. So that's why we see this Snorlax Cramorant lane absolutely dominating.
Zoroark barely able to make it to a berry now, and the chase is on. Gatlu wants this. They're in deep waters here. The rest of Rework Respawn is also there. Nobody down for them, as now they're able to counterpunch. I'm not too sure what Gatlu was doing. I think they were just trying to push for it, but maybe that's the 1 or 2% that Ender was talking about that they might have just given up.
Yeah, and if it's a game of inches, Rework Respawn is going to transform those Rumpelstiltskin style into miles. I guarantee it. So I think that's what they'll at least be looking for. And so far, so good for this roster. Reggie on a bit of an invade now. Soraya, though, if there's any shining spots of Nouns Esports right now, it is in the lanes. Toon Slim already at level 8, and same with Soraya on the top side. Splazkin Cramorant, very, very strong in the early game. Actually out-leveling Reggie on the other side.
Which is what you need. You definitely need one of the players here to be able to scale up, and the fact that Toon Slim is, historically always level 9 by first Reggie is an adage that has remained true for the last 3 years, and right now is no exception. Moving back through is Sorayu. Yes, Adesu went down, but Gatlu in the top path with Ow, and really Rework Respawn in no position to make that top path push that they normally look for. They're going for the bot Reggie and gonna make Nouns have to fight for it.
Okay, we are going Fire Blast this time around, so I'm not really sure the decision-making process the Hitman is being involved in, but either way, they're going to take some pain as Toon Slim starts slinging fish.
Right on top of the gold pad, we've got some great zoning. Brava's there. They actually, I was going to say Gorman dies, but that's on a Snorlax Pokemon card as they scamper towards the berry to take those away from Rework Respawn and allow that goal zone to be broken. Huge lead by Nouns here, and Rework Respawn, despite having some shining moments, find themselves down by 145 points.
Yeah, thank you, Toon Slim. Everybody thank your Toon Slims, okay? Because that Cramorant absolutely putting in work. As our good friend Spartan Sato on the cast said earlier, Hawk Tuang with a fantastic Unite move. Looked amazing. Sorayu, though, also trying to get some of the limelight. So the Blaze can get to 1 KO and looking for even more. Only 13 points to score, and I'm sure their stacks are close to full. But either way, we'll take whatever advantage we can take at this moment.
Well, ABC is going to take a knockout as the rest of Nouns Esports looking for maybe another push, but this is where they got caught last time. Al is there, and they're quickly dispatched. Sorayu not interested in hanging out. We've got the Fire Spin, Fire Blast, only hitting a Desu for no real value, which is allowing Reggie to actually jump into the backline, popping their Zoroark Unite move, KO streak of 3 because they are gobbled up instantly. Sorayu's feeling it. Sorayu is racking up the experience and racking up the bodies.
This is so scary to see a Blaziken at this point in the game at level 11, almost level 12 at 5 minutes is absurd. And Sorayu is putting on a clinic about to play this Pokemon at the top level. That's going to be Delphox versus Overheat Secure, and I take Blaziken every single time.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but Bruv hit a huge heavy slam on top of Hitman, so even if they wanted to try and hit one of their moves, they absolutely got disrupted. So don't leave it up to chance, not after that Dodrio Game 1 situation, right? Everything you need to do to get it done. And we are yawning, too, as well, as the Phalanx is trying to put the pressure on. They are in the middle of a whole bunch of players, though. Comfy Unite is out, and they are on a thread. The chase down is successful. Gatlu gets a KO. Are they going to get the BOGO deal? It looks like they're wanting it for sure.
Wow, just a small note. Interesting to see Minato on the Magical Leaf, Comfey. Just a player as, bloodthirsty, running Energy Amplifier and things like that. You just imagine would be on the Grass Knot, just having a bit more player agency about how much impact you can have on the game. But seeing over the Magical Leaf will definitely allow a few more options, or at least for visibility, catch some people hiding out on the outskirts of some of these team fights. Maybe get some early vision. Could be huge.
Yeah, especially when you have a speedster. I would literally just blended up the teams. At this point, you might as well have some sort of vision on Sorayu because they're going to be a problem, and so is Toon. So my point was going to be about, helping identify early a speedster. It doesn't really matter. They're getting yawned down by Bruv. Now they have to retreat, and it's a Desu that is taking a page out of Minotau's book, just running at the other team here, almost crossing into the opposing central.
Registeel buff plus Eldegoss A button, go burn! Reaper and Adesu trying to make that work. But so far, no success. You actually saw Reggie illusioning the last hit of that Magical Leaf earlier. Or sorry, not Magical Leaf. The last hit of that Eldegoss to try to prevent the stun, so they are able to escape. But now back to their side. Reggie and Lecky showing up in about 12 seconds. Now, I think Rework Respawn kind of thinking about this objective almost out of necessity. Not even able to break into triple-digit scoreline marks yet. Really tough spot.
Just Sorayu getting into the backline, kind of getting gobbled up, though, eating some ton of Unite moves. That's great experience for Rework Respawn. They're looking for the next one here. Toonslim is so low. Toonslim goes down. Reggie's finding their mark. Now they're putting the pressure on Adesu. 2 quick quality KOs as ABC is going to try and leash everyone away from this Reggie Alecki. Bruv doesn't fall for it. They might be going for a heavy slam over the top, catching them big into the power nap. They roll over. They almost KO Reggie just with that. Reggie Alecki is on a sliver, and it's an A-press out of Adesu.
The Hitman thought his Fire Blast burn mark was going to last for just maybe a second more, but no dice. Adesu takes full advantage of it. A player very familiar with taking some heroic objective secures of their own right. Reggie, not the only notorious Pokemon player in the lobby that can do just that. So Adesu on their iconic Eldegoss, making sure that Reggie Alecki walks the way of Rework Respawn.
Yeah, we've got 30 seconds till Ray of our Grand Finals bracket reset, and Adesu says, I don't need that Hyper Beam from year 1. I'm just going to press A on my controller, get it done that way, and it's going to find the same result.
All right, well, the duel of the level 14s, dude, Snacks. Cramorant from Toonslim and Reggie Zoroark both hitting these unbelievably high thresholds for either of these players. The damage numbers they'll be able to output, obviously absurd. We'll have to see if it'll have an impact on this final team fight. It almost assuredly will, as now Nouns Esports has a gigantic lead to boast about, and all the positioning around the bottom side of that Rayquaza pit.
Reggie just hanging out. They're waiting to see if they can catch somebody coming into the middle here. Rayquaza, they're going for an instant burn. They're all using their Unite move. They know this is their opportunity. Who's going to secure it? I think Rework Respawn took it. They blendered everybody in Nouns Esports on the side, and it's Reggie, of course, stepping up, securing every objective for the team. If Blaziken doesn't get it for free with Overheat, we're going to do it this way, but they are shredding some shields on the side of Nouns Esports, and Rework Respawn may have taken Ray, but they are not out of the woods yet, my friend.
Not even close. They don't even have the point lead right now. 255 to 160. They do have one Rayquaza shield remaining in the Delphox from Hitman, who only can boast about 12 points of AO synergy in their pockets right now. Desperately trying to catch up. They will need a full 100 score to try to retake it, but I think Rework Respawn is making the tough play call to just defend goal zones for now and bait in Nouns.
That's a great opportunity for them. Fanciful Fireworks are there. They're going to have to get a couple KOs. Sorayu's the first one to buckle, and now they're on the chase. We've got Reggie watching the goal zones here, but if they go bot, they've got an opportunity to score. Adesu's hiding out on the backside. We've got a power nap on top of a whole bunch of players. Next one down is there. We're still babysitting this shield, and Hitman's still holding on to it. Toonslim's fighting on the pad. Adesu actually backs. They don't even score. That's another player down. The push continues. This T1 is going to be sieged by Rework Respawn. They just need a couple more KOs to get it done. Toonslim's down, and now we have Adesu getting worked on there in the back line. We're going to score. We're pressing all our buttons. It is up by 3 points. They are rip-roaring moving forward. There's 20 seconds left, and almost everybody down on the side of Nouns Esports. Sorayu is there. We might get a 62 on the backside, and that might make it a sure thing, as Reggie's going to get a hundo banger up top. No! Stopped by Bruv, but the push continues. Rework Respawn is looking at the home goal zone, and nobody on Nouns is there. They give it up.
I'm happy to say I have taken my daily dose of Rework Respawn, and so has the roster as they take the lead, secure the Rayquaza on a very aggressive play call onto the main objective. Delphox able to work miracles both in that Ray pit and on the scoring front. Amazing work to try to escort that one shield Pokemon all the way to the other side, but let's face it, too, Snacks, there's a few things to say about Nouns Esports play after that Rayquaza was secured that I think left a lot of us with question marks above our heads. Sorayu and Adesu pushing extremely far into the enemy side before that 1 minute warning to even learn about the points and where they were laying out, and they found out they still actually had the lead. They were too far in, easily dispatched by Rework Respawn. That was left only 3 members of Nouns Esports to try to defend these goal zones.
Yeah, I honestly thought Adesu might have been able to score too. I understand there's the push happening.
Number two, it is now tournament point for Rework Respawn, as they have not only reset the bracket, they've also won the first game of the reset and have put themselves in pole position to take home the INGAGE Master Series.
Well, we immediately have a slow bro ban. Hoopa ban, Blaziken finally on the chopping block and taken out of the equation. And it's Nouns that's banning it. It's Nouns that's banning it, Zoinks.
Interesting. So Nouns Esports might be maybe showcasing a Mimikyu, a Phalanx early pick. I was going to say Mimikyu because I was expecting that to be the Rework Respawn ban, but it is not. So now Mimikyu, in a rare chance of being allowed for choice in this draft, it has been banned away so many times before. Nouns Esports going to actually elect for their first pick to be the Leafeon, leaving power support picks, power defender picks, and even an all-rounder in that Mimikyu. Is Al's going to pick that up, an immediate Umbreon take.
Yeah, Mimikyu kind of on the perma-ban list until this particular game, and Nouns looking for an opportunity to switch things up and see if they can make anything happen right now, because their tournament life is on the line.
Toonslim going to take the Espeon. Okay, interesting. Leaving Sylveon up and electing to pick up the Espeon. Very, very strange. I am not overreacting to Mamoswine anymore. I made a promise to myself earlier today that I would not allow myself to do that because it is becoming more and more common. Ice Fang Mamoswine really can work into so many of these dive compositions, and it looks like the West is finally keen on this pick as well.
Are we in Zarina territory now? No, Minotaur actually flexes over to the Eldegoss here. And I was going to say, if they put on Comfy, maybe we're in Zarina territory for Soreyu up top to try and at least have one isolating Unite move. But of course, that's not necessary, and it looks like we're just having fun. Soreyu locking in that Charizard, looking to burninate the countryside.
Ooh, okay. I mean, we are no stranger to strange picks in this Grand Finals Noob Snacks, the INGAGE Master Series, but I will say this one might take the cake. It's stranger than Gengar. It is stranger than some of the other things we have seen. We have the Charizard.
I mean, I'm excited, right? Let's see some absolute suplexes from space. Let's burn some of these Pokemon down, and let's really do it with the Kanto starter. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. A Pokemon that, by the way, is really strong when you build it in a critical hit style fashion. That's why you see the scope lens on Toonslim. Every one of its auto attacks does about 4 ticks of damage, and each one of those has a chance to crit. So a lot of opportunities for Charizard to lay on some extremely powerful damaging maneuvers. And Phalanx, that's why we don't see a lot of Inteleon. Phalanx having a passive that actually negates a lot of the damage that it takes from critical hits. So Charizard having a bit more room to work now that Phalanx has hit the banning phase, and now we're going to be seeing a brand new look. Also, not for nothing, Reggie has locked in the Urshifu. You have to think it is a Dark Bear, but I mean, at this point, should we really call anything confidently? I don't know.
I will say this, though, to the point I was kind of making about Zarina, Charizard itself has an isolating Unite move, right? And maybe that's an opportunity to at least get a breath of fresh air for the team when one of these, when Al goes in or when Reggie goes in, to be able to just say, okay, this is our target now. I'm making it crystal clear because I'm taking them to the moon and landing back on Earth with them. So we'll see if this is the key to success, but all in all, I'm excited we're seeing another unique Pokemon here in the INGAGE Master Series.
And again, Mamoswine Ice Fanged into Espeon United into Charizard United. It's going to be a blender of whatever Pokemon that Nouns Esports decides to specifically target with all their crowd control. But Desu right now has chosen their first target of the game, a blue buff, but they have 3 contenders all fighting for the same prize. Doesn't matter.
They took it. Hamburger Helper Mitt smacks down and takes that blue buff. They use their their X speed just to get out of dodge. And now we have a Cubfu sitting there. So not only is it an Urshifu that they need to evolve to, we're just a Cubfu right now. I see in chat, though, people are clamoring for the Water Bear. Is that a world we're in now, Zoinks?
I don't want to live in said world. Either way, it's Urshifu, which means it starts at Cubfu, which means we won't have to know if it's a water bear or dark bear for at minimum 30 minutes into the matchup because of how long it takes to evolve. Yeah. But it's okay. We actually do have the Urshifu evolution, and it is, in fact, the Wicked Blow hitting wicked hard.
Wicked hard. And now they're going on top of Gatlu, who eats an egg, but the pressure's on. I mean, there's 4 players there. They got to be able to get 1 KO, right? Reggie going right back for it. They're putting their points in. Meanwhile, ABC is downstairs just babysitting that fuzzy Roomba that we call Swine Up. And I'll tell you what, I've said it before, but a fuzzy Roomba that doesn't evolve sucks.
Yeah, that is true in a few senses of the word, but at the very least, Bruv scores 11 and is the Piloswine now. A Pokemon that actually can hang. It's definitely one of the chillest Pokemon. Anyway, Toonslim does get a KO out of the Sylveon with a sick auto attack. Eldegoss also going to fall, and finally, Nouns Esports takes their time to rally back.
I mean, the sentient pile of dirty laundry, Piloswine, looking to get into the middle here and get some more experience for themselves as they're just going to Ice Fang and Altaria. Reggie on the move, see if they can get a flank. Here comes the laundry. They're looking for an opportunity. They tackle forward. Reggie's not buying it. This is going to be the showdown of the century here. Ice Fang down, Espeon support, and they can't get the knockout. Minotow's like, hey, I heard we were scrapping. What's going on over here, Reg? Reg is like, you're a day late, dollar short. They're taking all my stuff, boy.
That's true. There's a lot of thievery going on. Ooh, full-length Shadow Sneak attack from the Mimikyu, but it is a tough target to jump on. As soon as you hit that Blissey, you know Bruv's going to pivot directly towards you and Ice Fang you, which is one of the good looks we're about to see as it works out perfectly from Nouns Esports.
Well, they better get some Tide or something aside of Rework Respawn, because Dirty Laundry's looking pretty darn good right now. They're putting everybody in the spin cycle. Now we've got Espeon Unite popping up, giving all the space in the world they need. And Nouns Esports looks like they're actually moving, talking, and still pressing their buttons tonight.
All right, we're cruising. Bruv gonna Earthquake into that Eldegoss, stun them for a moment, stun them with their auto attacks, and then even more with that Ice Fang. Bruv is a menace, all Dennis style in the front line right now as Regieleki falls to Gatlu.
Wicked Blow actually comes through, but Gatlu there to secure not enough in the tank for Reggie, as now Toonslim is working on their central farm. We're seeing if we can escort this Regieleki in. We're two-stepping on top of the Umbreon counterpart. They are egg-bombed and kept off pad, so they don't get a shield. They get KO'd. Now we got a suplex on a poor Minotaur, and that is a grass type that is just weak to that Charizard fire. Regieleki hits, and Toonslim just waiting to hit Earth so they can maybe close this goal zone out with a decent overcap. We're sitting at 8, and we're going in with 40. That's a 32 difference, and if those of you that know players, that's an OJ Simpson. Also, we're number 32.
God, all right, we're bringing up OJ. All right, here we go. We're defend this bottom tier goal zone. Play rough Mimikyu, very interesting. Now, Deucex, I know before you requested Gatlu to go onto the Greedent just to cause static throw and stuff up. I know it doesn't literally count, but Toonslim Charizard kind of feels like it counts. Am I wrong here?
Everything counts when you're locking in Charizard. Like, it checks all the boxes. Whatever I would have laid out, it checks that box. 100%.
All right, good. All right, well, sounds good, because so far it is working phenomenally. I don't even know if Charizard has been involved in that many fights. Toonslim has just been on the hardcore farming game pattern, as they are almost at level 12. They've been clearing the enemy central area. They've been clearing their own central area, as Toonslim has been scaling so quickly. A 2-level lead over the highest member of Rework Respawn, and they're actually about halfway to that level 12 as well.
I love that. Oh, another suplex from space, put fire on the pad, everybody's getting knocked out, Ice Fang to the Ice Age, and then unfreezing them incredibly quick, kind of like an Austin Powers type situation. Doesn't matter, we're getting knocked out, this goal zone's getting attacked. Look, Zoinks. Right now, it feels like these teams are just trying to out-weird each other, and it's working. Nouns Esports like, you know what? Let's get creepy. Let's just Charizard, Mamoswine, let's throw everything out the window, and let's just go at them with some fun, and it's working out for them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That 5-minute ticker hit, and there was a part of me that expected to see a surrender vote on the side of Rework Respawn. So far, this matchup has not been going well for them at all. Not a single positive to really write home about. And yet again, they lose yet another Regirock. They finally break a goal zone, but it's a pretty minimal overdone because Mamoswine getting chased down. But Bruv's gonna be able to make it out just to get caught up in the rag.
If they get out of here, that would have been just egregious. And, you know, Adesu did their best. Sorayu actually having to force to get their Unite move. Reggie comes in, and Sorayu actually able to get out. Mimikyu still scrapping, though. Al looking for a prime target, but Adesu keeps stepping up and eating those shadow sneaks and daring them to engage. Meanwhile, Toon, we haven't seen it, but they are just pressing their buttons, burning down Rework, Respawn, saying, man, I thought this character wasn't good, but I'm making it look like magic right now.
I mean, I was gonna say, is there not a single unstoppable like style of Pokemon on the other side? And Urshifu might be the unstoppable triggered Pokemon, but ToonSlim cares not. Yet another one for them on the KO leaderboard, as Charizard is carving through this entire team, and Brov's setting up camp in the enemy central area.
Why not? Just Earthquake, Ice Fang on rinse, repeat. Now that, you know, now the Brov's down, the rest of the team scrambles. Like, okay, we don't have our front line here. We can't keep being just absolute just thorns in your side, so we're just going to move forward quickly. Rework, Respawn pivots towards this Regieleki. This is their way into getting some level of points on the board. At least they hope so.
Oh yeah, they would love to have a little bit more of a cushion. Obviously, Rework Respawn very prolific at securing Rayquaza despite the odds or whatever it may be. But you saw in that last game, Nouns Esports even made that tough in terms of getting the main objective and securing a W. So Rework Respawn trying to find any way to improve their scoring threshold of where they're at right now. 86 just ain't gonna cut it. Right now, they need to find a good Pokemon to take down. We saw some good target priority in an earlier fight, but it was thwarted by Nouns Esports. We saw the Ebon Fist Urshifu Unite move onto the Espeon, but just immediately answered by that Slick Kick Solar, right? Never giving Rework Respawn easy experience. Nouns Esports not here for it.
Minotaur quickly scoring, getting Ice Fanged and burned quickly. They're not going to let that go unchecked and immediately make them pay for the 7 points they dared to try and score. Al gets the pressure put on them by Gatlu on the Leafeon, and now we've got a Registeel getting ripped down. We got 20 seconds till Ray Zoinks, and now Esports feel like they're in complete control.
Yeah, very clever play call by Gatlu as well, just to hang out on jump pad when that Reggie fight was going down. Nouns Esports gets early vision, sees that they can easily take the objective. They don't need Gatlu, so Gatlu's main job is going to be preventing any backcaps, something that Rework Respawn really likes to employ. So great macro call by them. They do have a decent setup. Urshifu on the back line, most likely looking for that Leafeon, but this fight's already began.
Yeah, ABC down in an absolute instant. Now the chase is on Minotaur, who's completely separated from the team. So we've got no heals available to these players that are actually going to have to fight on these front lines. Another one falls, and that's Al on the Mimikyu here. ToonSlim is just sussing around to see if they can find anybody. Rayquaza, though, silently at half, right under half. We go in, secured by Brub this time, not leaving it up to chance at all. They're saying, I'm going to go in there too, and I'm going to make the magic happen. Between Adesu and Brub securing out of the support and tank spots, you can't write it any better for the team.
Yeah, Earthquake gonna take the Rayquaza, and with that, I think we can easily call Nouns Esports gonna take a game in this series. And might I say, finally, that was 3 back-to-back wins for Rework Respawn. Nouns Esports finally finding an answer, and with what? The Charizard from ToonSlim.
Yeah, Mamoswine Charizard. I mean, it's part of the plan that they've had all day long, Zoinks. And they just needed the right moment to pull it out, and they found it. I mean, ToonSlim got absolutely gargantuan. Like, not only was it just a Charizard game, it was a great Charizard game, Zoinks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was taking a Pokemon to KO on the enemy side. He was knocking out wild Pokemon whenever he had the chance. I mean, ToonSlim literally left no stone or Pokemon untouched on the battlefield, scaling to a million, and looked amazing doing it. Oh, the first time the Unite move was canceled. That's crazy. Because an enemy Pokemon was KO'd. But, hey, if that's going to happen at any point in the match, I think with 22 seconds left and you're at 952 points, you're feeling okay. Oh, well, that one worked.
Yo, just hanging out, making them feel like they weren't going to press that Unite move, get out of here. 2 notches, another one on their belly here. And that Charizard, I mean, it earned every single piece of battle armor it's wearing right now. Holy.
Yeah, definitely earned from battles taken from their fallen foes, maybe, and forged to look fabulous.
And fabulous it looked indeed, my friend. Zoinks, we are going to a game 3 of the Grand Finals reset. And who else would it be but you and I on that, of course, as they have a 4-point score line out of the side of Nouns Esports. Okay, well, how do you adjust if you're Rework Respawn? You've been taking Rework Respawn out every day. What do you do?
No idea, so we're going to ask the expert. Inder, what on earth do we do when we lose to Charizard and we get 1,000 point clubbed?
You know, the Charizard looked good. Toon spent a lot of the game farming.
Maybe the games in between, we were having highlights out of individuals, but all of Nouns didn't seem particularly on the same page, despite adjusting to everything Rework Respawn was throwing at them. Inder, quick final thought before we jump into the draft for our last game.
I want the ball in Bruv's hands in the last 2 minutes, no matter what.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Alien death laser pointed at the Earth. We want Bruv taking the shot.
Of the death laser on Earth? You want Bruv to blow up the planet?
It's a basketball reference. You wouldn't get it.
I probably would. I have seen Space Jam, so, you know.
Kind of relevant. All right, let's get back to the matchup at hand here, Tube Snacks. We got Phalanx with that first pick. Interesting, Minato actually going to take the Blissey. So often we've seen the Umbreon that try to push a Desu into other support roles. This time around, Minato actually just going to go ahead and first pick it.
Yeah, a great takeaway from the Adesu camp. However, their other comfortable Pokemon that they're on, Hoopa's banned, Eldegoss is right there, and they're using that a ton as well. And we've seen some phenomenal Securas out of Adesu on that Pokemon specifically. So they lock that in, and Angry Bruv on the Angry Mammo.
Oh, yeah, the fear has been instilled in Rework Respawn. I think Inder said it perfectly. There was some rage. There was some vitriol behind the sticks of Bruv's Switch controller today. And I, for one, am shaking in my metaphorical boots. However, we do have the Lucario locked in. I was calling for this in Rework Respawn's Losers Finals matchup. I could not believe that was not being selected. And now we have it. Al locking in Luca. I think it's Sherlock. Don't know for sure. But either way, much love to the Luca pick on Rework Respawn.
We have a Zeraora too. Let's go to work. Zoinks, everything's out the window. Nothing matters anymore. We are in the weeds right now in these picks. We are so down in this decision tree, if you will. So far down the rabbit hole that, you know what, Zeraora, why not?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a weird day, Deucenex, because this is the second time I've seen Saray use Zeraora in today's tournament, which is weird that it happened twice kind of energy. But it's the last game of the entire event. This next 10 minutes decides our Engage Master Series champion. And Nouns Esports have elected for the trifecta of damage of Phalanx, Dragonite, and Zeraora. While some of those picks might sound bizarre, let's talk about holistic playstyle. We're going all melee on the side of Nouns Esports. A complete dedication to that. Whereas Rework Respawn going to flip the script on their normal style of gameplay, and now they're going double mage with the Umbreon to set up and promote the earlier and more often accuracy shots from Mew and Gardevoir. So two completely different play styles from these teams in our Grand Finals matchup.
Yeah, why else? Why not just switch it up at the very end, right? Like, let's throw everything out the window, like I said. So far down the rabbit hole, just go with what your heart's telling you. And I mean, yes, Hitman, gold badge on Mew, Al, gold badge on Lucario, with that beautiful, like, Sphinx holoware, by the way. I haven't gotten to see these players play these Pokemon yet today, so I'm excited to see this pulled out. Hitman's Mew, pretty solid.
Yeah, unbelievably strong. I will miss the Delphox, I will say. However, Mew, very, very solid these days. Did take some nerfs, and some other Pokemon got some buffs, though. And we kind of saw Mew fall down a little bit on the popularity side of... If anything, the only reason I'm really excited about this Mew Dupsnax is because of the player behind it and how good I know Hitman is at the specific option, but I'm not gonna lie, Mew has not been looking their same self these days in tournament play.
They haven't. It's really up to the top players to learn us something, right? And Hitman is certainly one of the folks on that short list, as Al quickly darts through to get some stacks quickly in the face of a Desu and Toon. Toon, still just a little Dratini. There's Minotaur after covering for the Ralts in the center, coming up to make sure that Al is okay, and now we've got a pretty classic top path between these two teams. That's a joke. What is Dragonite doing?
I was going to say, Dragonite certainly dealing with the old school class very, very well. 23 points of Aeos Energy in pocket, make it 28, means that the laning phase has went fantastic for this little squid-looking eel thing, because Dratini is a poppin' off.
Yeah, I just got to get secures and get levels, right? Too easy. The Danger Noodle, though, the Dragonair is out, finally evolving up. Sarayu looking to pounce here. Desu is on the backside. They're going straight in for these targets. They're at half HP, and I'm not sure they've dealt anything back the other way. There's Toon there to clean up the trash and get the K opener of this game, I believe, as the rest of the team scrambles back and settles in for a little bit of a longer exchange.
Yeah, I think if you are watching at home and you haven't seen very much Zeraora play, because where are you watching Zeraora play? That is something you need to be on the lookout for constantly, is those Volt Switch pulls from Zeraora. They'll constantly go in and try to grab a specific enemy and yoink them back the other way. Lucario, though, their gameplay pattern a little more telling, as you just get a bunch of E-speed resets off of every single little member of the Phalanx Corps.
Poor Minotaur, just a chancy, left on the solo defense mission up top, as Al was like, I'm going to go bottom, I'm going to get a KO, do some E-speed stuff, it's going to be super dope, it's going to look great. And right into the middle is the Zeraora putting damage on, and really caught in the blender as Al and there put down quickly. Toons them forced to retreat. Unfortunately, that little Pollen Puff's not going to be able to top them off. They have to keep peeling back, and that is another KO on Sarayu here. Now, half HP are Reggie and ABC, and they're watching a Desu to see if anybody supports them, but here comes the dirty laundry.
Yeah, I guess we're sticking with that nickname. It really hurts to hear, but it's working out pretty well so far. Tries to get an Ice Fang from Minotaur, onto the Corellia, but not able to be successful. A nice little meteor mash to push Phalanx and their entire family line away, which gives them a bit of space, but Bruv's got to eject button away from that future site.
Eject button away from the future site towards the Corellia, hoping to get an Ice Fang hit. No. Minotaur again split off from the team. Here comes Al to see if they can make some magic happen with the E-speed resets. Nice jump by Gatlu to get over the wall and away from Al, and with just a little close combat punches being thrown out there as Al is just peeling back top Zoinks.
Okay, so extreme speed, close combat. I think Al making the decision, we have enough targets on the battlefield to reset extreme speed. I don't really need that additional reset option from Bone Rush. Instead, we'll be able to make this setup work and just go for a bit more of a damage focus. Toonslim takes a KO on the other side, and now it makes this Registeel secure a little hairy, especially because this Gardevoir is future sight.
That's a pretty early Electric Ball out of Hitman, though, and it's quickly sealed up by Toon as they show up. And they are chucking Nux with this Dragonite, right? We are Outrage moving forward, looking for that action here. This Gold Zone is getting scored on. Is it going to get closed out? The 40 banger is going to go in, plus 33 for Nouns, and they're trying to win this thing in a stylish way.
I guess the angry Bruv caught on with other members of the team. We have Temper Tantrum Dragonite on the battlefield now, as Toonslim is just going to be, like you said, chucking Nux. Into E-Speed Lucario, I actually do think a Outrage Dragonite's a pretty terrifying force to have to deal with. A lot of stuns that can interrupt your otherwise very fluid game plan, and, well, let's face it, Blissey never favored to win that 1v1.
Sarayu goes down quickly, Al low on HP, but they're still willing to go through for the E-speed resets. Just landing one close combat if they could on the Phalanx would have brought back their HP bar in a tremendous way. However, they got knocked out before they could press that button.
Yeah, Gatlu's been making this Phalanx look very, very good so far, despite having that natural terrifying predator of Lucario, but Big Blitz assistance!
Big Blitzes into the Umbreon Unite to really leverage a KO on top of the Phalanx, cutting off Gatlu in their prime, if you will, a prime of that attack. Here comes Al on the backside, moving forward quickly. 2 players down, and now it's Sarayu just darting through the whole squad. Electro Ball sorts them out. Al is sitting on the gold pad, and they're going to look to close another one. Electro Ball, another one sorts out a Desu, and here comes Gatlu, maybe just barely able to just watch that goal zone disappear in front of their faces. Multiple faces.
Yeah, they got a bunch, that's for sure. Bro finally joins the fight. Was backcapping in that initial team fight, by the way, but now the angry Bro returns.
And so does the Outrage Dragonite, crash landing from a flight deck they just took in to see if they could support Angry Bruv in a big way. Angry Bruv still moving forward, and now we're looking to groove a little bit. Blissey getting taken out by Sarayu on the Zeraora, finally finding their mark is the Thundercat here, as somehow the Regieleki was sent towards Nouns Esports. What happened?
Future Sight Gardevoir, it is a pretty predictable amount of burst damage, but you can't really scoff at the amount of damage that they're able to deal. So one of the better secure tools on the battlefield right now might be this Gardevoir and Mew duo. We're not going Hyper Beam Dragonite, which is kind of historically known for its unbelievable wild Pokemon secure rate. We're instead going with the more team fight-centric brawl composition that Nouns Esports is playing, having fun with. It really depends on how you want to define it.
I'll say having fun with is Outrage Dragonite. Toon Slim working through Regirock here. Good spacing by Bruv. They're in the right position. Just throwing Ice Fangs through walls. Who cares? Right into the tall grass to see if they can snatch someone up by their collar. Now they're going to see if can we push? Can we do anything? I mean, this goal lead, or excuse me, the score lead is pretty close, Zoinks. We just got to make sure these levels match up, and we're in good shape.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're in close contention on both fronts, I think. Levels for Nouns Esports, though, holistically a little bit stronger than Rework Respawn. As I say that, I think Rework Respawn finally ties that metric up as well. Big engage by Sorayu. They're going all in on this one, and Gatlu's going to clean up.
Gatlu's going to clean up. That was a huge Unite move going in to see if they could pick up any more targets. Sorayu darting through. They got the Wolf Switch going. And now they're going to put the pressure on. Huge Aura Cannon we just saw come in from left field here as the close combat is working through Gatlu. And you can see the HP pool of Al able to move back through and sustain itself in the face of this Pokemon. Well, it's got to hit that move first, Zoinks, as Sorayu's there for the smoke and Gatlu gets a little retribution.
Yeah, I think it hit a few of the troopers before they were able to bounce back, but, I mean, Lucario, a nice counter maybe in the 1v1, but in the 1v3, maybe a bit too much to ask for Al to win that specific matchup. Toon on the flank of a lifetime into the enemy central area, but that Regieleki is getting very quickly burned. Well, I say that. Actually, not that quickly burned for Rework Respawn, as Bruv takes their first Fanged target.
And they're looking through that. Their Gardevoir being caught is a great catch for Nouns. That's the target they're constantly working towards, constantly trying to lock down. Sorayu, with their ability to maybe get into the back path, can stress this Mew as they wait for the Solar Beam to be procced and popped, and now they're going in to see if they can lock down another KO. Regieleki is taken. That's certainly secured, as Bruv is still sitting forward, taking a ton of damage, though, finally peeling back. The Regieleki is going to hit, and we've got a big overdunk opportunity because Rayquaza has hit the map, and the lead is Nouns.
Yeah, a 100-point score. Rework Respawn moving in towards that Rayquaza. We talked about their secure potential. It's extremely strong, but their team fight is also going to need to be the stuff of legend if they can slow down this Nouns Esports squad. It's been kind of just walking forward into them all game, and Toon Slim going to start that off in a nice fashion.
Using their Unite move just to get away, but it's a short distance one, so that Unite move is going to be back here quickly. We're just looking for more targets now. Rework Respawn is just trying to hold on. Bliss is in the middle. Fairy Singularity doesn't catch anybody, and Gatlu is in the middle using their Unite move, trying to spin on top of these players to get a KO streak of 2. They do. We're moving forward. Bruv just eyeing up and trying to eye the prize. Rework Respawn has the onus here to make some magic happen. We're pivoting right back the other way. Cotton Cloud Crash is looking for a target. We're trying to separate Reggie from the Umbreon. They're successful. They put them down. Sorayu Show is finally showing up, and they're going to see if they can put a spark in the back of this team, give them a battery charge here with that assault. Dragonite looking for the Blissey. They get the Blissey, and we're going to go into the middle here. Rayquaza, it's 5-on-2. Let's see if they're looking to take this thing. It's getting burned down very, very slowly, but we've got a Mew in the pocket. We've got a Dragonite that susses them out. We've got a Hitman that is down, and now Nouns Esports are going to look to score.
The Nouns Esports credit, I think the slow burn was actually by design. Try to bait out that Mew, gain vision of them, and just immediately rotate onto that Pokemon. That's the only real secure option you are threatened by in the game position that you have earned yourself now. Now with 30 seconds remaining in the match, they are leading 353 to 225, and now defending the goal zones has become one of the main objectives of this match.
Ooh, Gatlu gets put down. Reggie's there. Adasu's on the backside. Fairy Singularity right on top of 2 players, but they still need more knockouts. We're watching pads in the back. Mew is there. Sorayu's putting pressure on the other way, but they need to get some points in. There's not enough players going for them. Toon Slim's babysitting top. Ice Fang down. Are these players? They still haven't been able to score anything quite yet, and this thing is going to go to Nouns.
Nouns Esports hold it down. Mamoswine's passive of freezing the goal zone finally relevant. It took 3 years, Dupes next, but it works out. The slowdown effect, no scores, or at least not enough of them, can slide in Rework Respawn's way. And there it is. Nouns Esports, the INGAGE Master Series champions. After being reset and pushed to the brink, they're able to win 2 games back-to-back. Charizard, Dragonite, whatever big winged boy Toon Slim wants to bring to the table, it's now time to respect it.
It's got to be. And they do it their own way with unique Pokemon that we know the players at home, or the folks at home watching, are excited about.